It's another edition of Time About the Movies, and it's one of those weekends where nothing good comes out. The studios have no idea how to entertain people with films that are actually clever or smart or anything like that, because they know it's Labor Day weekend and the summer movies are still playing in theaters. So why bother giving them something that's clever or anything that's unique? Let's just go ahead and take whatever garbage we have on the walls and just put it in the theaters, because that's what we have this weekend with the two movies we have for September 5th, 2008. And, yeah, so this is going to be not one of those fun weeks in general, but we got to pull through, so let's just get right to it. Let's start with the biggest of the two new releases this weekend. That is Nicolas Cage in Bangkok Dangerous.
My job takes me to a lot of places. I sleep alone. I eat alone. I'd like to meet someone, but it's tough when you live out of a suitcase. My name's Joe. This is what I do.
Purpose of your visit to Bangkok, Mr. Winston?
Holiday. All my clients have one thing in common. They feed off the people. There's big money in misery. Where there's money, there's competition. And the guy paying me usually wins.
แน่ใจนะว่าเป็นมัน
พวกรัสเซียไว้ใจได้ You want to make some money? 2,000 a day. What's your name? Carl. You know the Caribbean Club? Ask for a dancer named Om. Give her this. She's going to give you a package.
When it comes to killing,
The man in the case. He helps many country girls. He buys them from their parents and sell them.
make it quick. Make it clean.
Do the police know who you are?
No one knows who I am.
And never make it personal.
Don't take an interest in people outside of work. There is no such thing as trust.
What is your work?
Oh, banking.
This summer,
This guy fight bad guys and helps the poor. Thai people love him. He's a very good man, same like you.
when you deal in the business of death, saving a life can be the most deadly job of all.
Yes. We had an arrangement. Political assassination wasn't in the contract.
Nicolas Cage,
If I see your people again, I'll kill you.
Bangkok Dangerous.
Just once I'd like to be the guy in the warehouse that comes in the next day and sees all this damage and it's just like, what the hell happened? It's just like, and then he gets blamed for it and they fire him. So that's my thinking behind this movie. I mean, it's better than anything that goes on in this piece of garbage, but Nicolas Cage plays Joe, a professional hitman who picks someone off the streets to do his errands. And after he's finished killing that person, his next assignment takes him to Bangkok, and as usual, he finds a streetwise guy named Kong to help him. After Kong has a close call and learns who Joe is, Kong asks him to train him, and he does. So it's a hitman version of the Karate Kid, I guess. Let me continue on here. Joe also meets a local girl who is deaf and spends time with her, but he has a hard time keeping his other life from her. It also appears that the person who hired Joe has broken his rule of complete anonymity and tries to find him. I mean, at this point, there's not really much more you could say about this one that has already been said already. It's a terrible movie. This is a remake of a film done by these same directors, the Pang brothers, but this is their first film they did after the other bad movie they did, The Messengers. And it's clear with this movie that they have not learned a goddamn thing about making a good movie here, and really, it's not even their fault per se. It's Nicolas Cage, and just, like, he was making some really bad movies at this point, and this may be the worst of the worst. This was, because Next at least is somewhat laughably bad. The Wicker Man is a so bad it's good type of movie. I mean, he's done so many other better movies than this, and this just feels like a film that he should have nowhere near anything into any involvement in this movie, and it really shows, because, like, it doesn't even look like he's trying in this movie. Nobody's really trying in this movie. The plot goes all over the place. The action sequences aren't even that cool. They're just kind of there. They're just kind of there to be the stock action sequences, and there's nothing clever about them. There's nothing exciting about them. The rest of the cast is pretty bland and forgettable. It's a film that is just so all over the goddamn place that it's not even worth it in the long run. This is clearly a movie that Lionsgate had no faith in whatsoever, but they opened it up on a weekend when nothing else was opening up. So, lo and behold, idiots went out to go see it and made it the #1 movie, which, even then, it wasn't even that big of a success. It only brought in $7 million. That's the #1 movie. It was one of the lowest weekends in Labor Day weekend history. That's how bad this weekend was. And it was a bad weekend for movies, new releases, but yeah, this film sucks. I mean, I don't think I need to tell you anything more about how bad this movie is. Bangkok Dangerous, it's a terrible movie. So let's go to the other movie here, the slightly better movie, not by that much anyway, but Matthew McConaughey in Surfer Dude.
Occupation?
Surfer. How long you staying stateside? Long enough to check in with my bros, keep it stoked, you know?
Uh-huh.
Stoked. You know?
Yeah, that's literally the crux of the comedy in this movie. Just stuff like that. And that should give you an indication of how the quality of the movie is. You have Matthew McConaughey starring as a soul-searching surfer who experiences an existential crisis when no waves come for over a month. When the waves are not arriving, producers are trying to get him to join a reality show. He refuses joining the show because his main focus is surfing, and he keeps searching for the waves along the coast of California. The waves end up coming back a month later. That's the plot of the entire goddamn movie. So, yeah, that's an indication of maybe you should avoid this one here. And I'll give Matthew McConaughey this. I'll give it this. At least he's not in a bad romantic comedy where he's basically being wasted among a really bad script and all, but this isn't any better, man. This is a film that's so lazy. Willie Nelson is in the movie. Woody Harrelson is barely in this movie, and he claimed it was the most non-work he had ever done on a movie, which should tell you everything you need to know. Nobody really is doing anything. There's no reason for this film to even exist because the plot makes no sense whatsoever. Oh no, I don't have any waves for a month. What's my life coming to? Dude, you're Matthew McConaughey. You know, you could go and do something else in your life until the waves come back. I mean, like, none of this makes any goddamn sense whatsoever. And I don't even care if you're a surfer and you like this movie. There's got to be more important things to do in your life than waiting for waves to come back. Nothing happens in this goddamn movie. This is a terrible film. It's a waste of your time. But the benefit is it's better than Bangkok Dangerous, which really isn't saying a whole lot, but got to give it something at least. So there you go. That's the end of a really lousy weekend, which we have not had here on the show in a long time. I mean, there were weekends when you actually did have a couple of movies that opened up that at least the studios had somewhat of a belief in. But this weekend, I don't know what the hell they were thinking when this weekend came out. But the next time we meet, we will get back to the films that the studios are at least proud of, including the Coen brothers with their follow-up to No Country for Old Men, which won Best Picture the year before. Burn After Reading, which features Frances McDormand, Brad Pitt, John Malkovich, J.K. Simmons, George Clooney among the cast, Richard Jenkins, The Family That Prays, Tyler Perry's latest movie, the team-up that people forget happened 13 years prior, barely, Al Pacino and Robert De Niro starring in Righteous Kill, and also the ensemble comedy The Women, which features Jada Pinkett, Candice Bergen, who else is in here? Meg Ryan, Ava Mendes, done by the creator Murphy Brown. So we'll take a look at those movies. That'll be coming up tomorrow on the show. But with all that said, thank you so much for bearing with me on this one here. And I know it wasn't a good week, but if you did enjoy this and want to see more videos like this, please go ahead and hit that playlist on the next page. Check out the previous episode. And also, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, notification button, and the bell. That's where you get updates on when new videos come out, and we do post new videos here every day. So, with all that said, I'm off. I'll see you guys next time, and until then, as always, take care.